I don't have my teeth. I have to be so careful with the camera, you guys, because I am totally naked and there's mirrors everywhere. Maybe I'm not such a good time to live stream you guys. Not a good idea. I'm finished brushing. So normally, there you go, Jamila. Guess what? I'm including you guys for the first time ever in my morning wake up practice. Long time, yes. But we've been keeping in touch with direct message. So thank you for staying in touch. I hope you've been well. Okay, so for me, some showers get ice cold and it stays ice cold. This one, for some reason, will only stay cold no matter what I adjust it to for like, oh good, yeah, thank you, see. Will only stay cold for a few minutes, but this a few minutes is all I need. And today I actually, my body woke me up, or just I woke up naturally, and I consciously chose to stay in bed for another hour. But normally this would be happening about a little bit after 4. So I'm gonna do it, but I'm just trying to figure out where to put the camera so that I'm not naked. Dun, 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 dun. Very careful camera work. You guys could take a look at the flower. Oh, I wish I could just keep it here. That's really pretty. But I can't. So I'm gonna maybe, I know what you guys could look at while I'm doing this. This is the Dr. Linda's Vitex. I take this, I put it in my water. I put a lot. She said you need more. Like the last time I was affected by my hormonal cycle and the lunar moon cycle and my period and all that stuff. This is something that we're gonna begin advertising and sharing about it with all the beautiful men in our lives, divine masculine energies who hold space for us while we go act like crazy people. Vitex, this is amazing. So I'm gonna put this here. I've got my Protect tea. See, I don't just tell you guys about, this is my, this is the original bottle. And then after speaking with Miko a few times, Dr. Linda's like, you need a bigger bottle. It's a lot of fire energy. And of course, before I met Dr. Linda, I used to do Bach flower remedies, which got me to Dr. Linda. So these work. I feel they work. But Dr. Linda's works pretty, like I could take this in the morning and I feel better within, maybe if I'm aware and conscious, but I feel like I shift pretty quickly. I realize maybe half an hour later or so. And then just sharing, this is what we were sharing with everybody. Blessing herbs, share freely as an offering of gratitude to the earth. We share this. The kids take little pouches of this. I don't know if you could see it. Let me see. Yeah. The kids take little pouches of this, the spirit herbs, whenever they take anything from the ocean or remove anything from wildlife or nature, they give this as an offering. They don't take anything without sharing something back. Okay. So I'm just gonna use this to hold the phone. It's really strange thing that I'm talking about. I'm taking you through all the stuff that we have while I'm standing here naked. I'm gonna jump in the shower because it's gonna get chilly. Okay, so, alright, you can hear how it's going. I don't try and stay too long outside. I try to get in as fast as I can to the resistance of the canyon. Oh God. Okay, so I don't jump in all the way straight. I start with my legs. I move on with my arms. I check my palms, which should turn colors. And I like to do under my armpit because that's where it gets, all the heat gets trapped. And when you shower and rub, the circulation starts going through all our blood vessels in the system, our heart. I do my back last because that's the hardest one for me. But after a while, it feels really good. And once you're able to relax in the cold shower, then you know you're done. Now, isn't that always the case? When you can begin to relax in a situation, you've passed the test, you're done. You know, the minute we stop fighting, we're done. So I'm done with my shower. Normally I would go a little bit longer in the cold shower, but I don't want to keep yelling from inside the shower. Don't worry, and hog your shower. Amazing kisses. Okay, so I don't know what time it is over there, Jamila, but over here it's like, what time is it? I think it was like 5:12 the last time I looked. Enjoy. Thank you. I enjoyed. And now I'm done. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some, let's see, I'm gonna put more products to share. So this is the product that we have. It's one of the first products that we are sharing because we're still building our Avala Co-op. But everybody is welcome to share their creations on Avala Co-op. And one of the first things that we put on the Avala Co-op is something that my sister, and this is actually in the family. This is SMD Cosmetics, and this is the aloe gel this is the first thing that I put on my face because it's very, very healing and it's pure, and I've been using it for as long as I can remember. I sometimes put it in my hair for a beachy look. It's got all kinds of uses. This is the first thing that I do. And then this is a toner, I believe. I don't know all the details of it because, you know, I'm not involved in the marketing I'm not involved in it that deep. All I know is that this is what I've been using for a really long time, and I will show you my skin on my face, my face skin, at some point to share with you, like, the benefits of what I've been receiving from it. I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing while I'm getting ready. This is the lotion part. The other one was a toner, so I'm gonna use the lotion. And it's a whole system. And I before when I used to just use the aloe, but especially in the winter, when the weather is changing and getting cooler, I definitely feel that there's more dryness in my skin. So then I go back to the whole system. What is this? They're all written in Korean, so I don't really know. But this one is, I believe, the deep moisturizer. It looks like this in the inside. And I guess part of the reason, I'm sharing all of this, because when I wake up, this is part of my, 13:21, because we're on the 24-hour clock, so 13 minus 2 is, 6:21 in the evening. 6:21 it's probably 6:21 in the evening, right? Because you are, if I remember correctly, you are in Italy, right? And I don't know exactly what city or, 1:21. Oh my gosh. See, I can't. I'm in the UK, that's right. I remember. You know what? Yes, Jamila, I know I couldn't figure out the time thing, but I know where the UK is in England. My bad. But yes, I am Italian. That's what it is. See, it's when you live in 5D, sometimes you struggle with the 3D details. So sorry. You're right. 13:21 is 1:21. I don't know. I was subtracting from. Okay, want to know my math? Like, this is how. Okay, so this is really interesting. Maybe not. Maybe it's not interesting at all. But I had a ceremony with Miko years and years and years ago, where we were holding intention for probably getting ready to leave on our journey. On some level, we were doing some energy intentions, and it came to me really strongly that 6 plus 7 is 11. And it took a while in conversation, and Miko's like, 6 plus 7 is not 11. And I said, yes, it is. and then I realized, yeah, for me it is, because that's how I receive the energy of the numbers. And it's really, really, I don't know if other people experience it that way, but that's what I do. Cute. I don't know. Cute. Yeah, so just take it. So I did this. I did 3 minus, I did, hold on one second. What did I do? Oh yes, I did 13. So it's 13 and I minus 2. And then I did 13 and I minus 2. And then all of a sudden I realized I had like six fingers left. So I'm like, 6:20. All right, anyway, Jamila, I didn't, yeah. So you can see why I wait to live stream after I've had my own personal practice, because it takes me a little bit to ground once I wake up. This is my process of getting back into my body after traveling all night long with my spirit, wherever it is that I go. Back in my body, I've got to ground. And so this is what I'm doing. Brianna is here. You are amazing. Thank you, Jamila. You're amazing. Brianna, you just missed me jumping into the ice cold shower. Not that was really big to miss, but I was just sharing about all the things that I do in my ice cold showers. The first time that I shared, there's lots of mirrors and I'm standing here naked, which is why you're looking at Q-tips and my Palo Santo spray, clearing spray, and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna get dressed. So hold on one second, because I'm gonna go and sit by the fire and do my live stream down there, make myself tea. This is all part of my personal practice. Today I started about an hour later because the last few days I've been getting up an hour earlier to do my energy work. And so I just wanted to give myself time to balance it out. Good morning, Zavi. And good morning, is Rhea with you? You guys, I am so loving your guys' live stream. Freya, you did such an amazing job. I love seeing your puppies. I like seeing your new space. Good morning. Savi, it was really cute to watch you interact with Rhea while she was doing the Avala breath lock. It was so awesome. It was really awesome. I so enjoyed it. It's like now, why do I want to look for something on Netflix for hours and hours and never, and still not find something that I feel like I want to spend time in that energy. And now it's just like I get to watch live streams. It's uplifting and enjoyable, and I love it the whole time. So yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out if I'm gonna take you through the whole process of going downstairs and turning on the fire and making my tea. If you guys want to come with me, you know what I mean. If you guys want to come with me, you can come with me. I'm trying to decide because I hate ending the live stream and then starting again. But there's a few things I need to get ready. If you guys don't mind, you can come with me. And then Brianna, after this morning's sadhana, if let me see, this morning's sadhana, if I start at 5:55, I could go for about a half an hour sadhana, and then I have 6:30. Why don't you check in with me, Brianna? Because I'm feeling like the healing session for you is gonna happen at some point during sadhana hours this week. So why don't you check in and let me know what your alignment to that schedule is. All right, so I'm gonna grab my stuff, and I feel really strange narrating my life like this, but I like to grab my wrap. This is my beautiful wrap. It's nice and warm. So I'm gonna grab that. Oh, sounds good. Okay, so for today, Brianna, if it sounds good today, we'll keep it in the flow. Like if it works out, great. If not, then but you guys, I'm gonna be like silent for a few minutes while I walk downstairs, just because I want to honor everybody's. Oh, you're off today. Amazing, Brianna. Okay, so if time is not an issue for you, then let me check in to see if we could do a deeper session. Zavi, if Rhea is with you, it'd be awesome if Rhea could share a little bit about her session with me. You had a session with me as well, so if you guys want to share while I'm being absolutely silent, talk amongst yourselves, then I will come back on verbally in just a little bit. Okay. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Last one. Okay. This is my morning every day, you guys. Okay, so I don't fall down the stairs. It feels really weird to walk through the house, not alone, but totally alone. Oh no, I left the candle on last night. Oh, you guys, it was on all night. Hello. I left the door. Okay. Oh, but look it out here, you guys. The moon is still so full that even though the sun hasn't come up, look, the super moon. It's windy out here. Amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go and turn off the candle. I'm coming back in here. I think I might need some light to turn on the fireplace. Oh, there we go. It's a beautiful light. All right. So I have a system for this. It might feel a little. I felt like a genius coming up with it because the first time we did it, Pierce almost got his eyebrows. But it's not funny. Biji, that wasn't funny. But it was pretty funny. Because he was safe. It was funny. I knew he was going to be safe. But it just shocked all of us. It was like in the movies where it just kind of roared out. So since then, I have come up with a new way. Look at this. This is how I use one hand. Okay, and then I think if I put it here, and then I turn this, see, I turn that. Look at this. Oh, because that's all it takes, right? We just need one match and then everything turns on. And I love the sound that fire makes. It's like an energy you can hear, right, and see. It's like people don't see energies, but when you're looking at, but it's just a matter of perspective, because when you're looking at a fire, we're watching energy move. Okay. I'm gonna ground now. So maybe you guys can ground with me. And I'll leave that light on because it's kind of nice to not be sitting in the complete dark. So I'm just gonna sit like Rhea showed on easy pose. And I like that, if you guys are watching the fire, that you're not just experiencing it through your eyes, but that you're using your whole system to receive the energy of the fire. Now, even though you're not sitting here in person, energy moves across time and space, remember? And so what you're feeling right now, if you're bringing your conscious awareness to it, is using the fire to make it a part of your meditation. So in tantric yoga practice, they actually have a meditation where you're staring at a single flame with your partner, and you guys are merging both your energies into that single flame, literally being that twin flame energy. And that's part of tantric yoga work. You do that with your partner. It is very, very, very powerful. They say that if you practice tantric yoga, and I'm not talking about westernized tantra with the, Skinamax music. No judgment there. I'm just saying that's not the kind of tantric yoga I'm talking about. I'm talking about the science of tantra. There's tantra, yantra, mantra. There's tantra is just one of them, and the energy practice that goes with tantric work. They say that if you do that, if you practice tantra in one lifetime, you will reach a state of enlightenment that would take you many, 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 we're talking like hundreds of lifetimes, because that's how monumental the conscious energy is within our system when we do that type of energy training and work. It's really, really powerful. And so so one of the things that we do when we look at fire consciously, is to experience the energy of it and not just see visually the fire. Like like this isn't like the Christmas log video where it just loops on a fireplace just because it's a replacement for a fireplace that you don't have. This is definitely more along the lines of receiving it energetically, using the flames, using that energy to go deeper into yourself and deeply connected to your soul being. So I'm going to do that for just until I feel that I'm in. sliding off my thing. So, it's just effortless to have a session with her and Miko as well. For sure the session. Okay, there you go. Okay. For sure the sessions are just like talking to your best friend. BG is so amazing. Understanding the truths behind your words. It's just effortless to have a session with her and Miko as well. Oh, thank you, Sabi. Sometimes when we're doing our own self-healing, in my personal experience, effortless and easy is not something that I would attach to many of my experiences, but I'm so grateful that you feel the effortless and ease of the sessions with us, because it signifies no resistance, right? And we're able to navigate through your ego and get to the healing part, get to the feeling part, so that you're not feeling the resistance either. That's part of the intention and the conscious work that we do. And so it's amazing that you could feel the effortless and ease of it, even if it's stirring up uncomfortable feelings and reconciling within ourselves, right? And so yesterday, I'm going to share about yesterday's live stream. I'm going to share what kind of day I had yesterday because of yesterday's live stream. So I want to show you how quickly things can turn around and shift. So I'm going to give myself a few minutes to ground. Just to verbally share with you what I'm doing. So Dr. Linda put gems along my whole chakra system. So I have a ruby that represents my first chakra. I have I believe a carnelian that's in my second chakra. I have a yellow diamond in my third chakra. And so when I do my grounding and energy work, I am feeling the energy of each of those crystals in my system, because I believe the energy of those crystals are inside me. I know that sounds really crazy, but that's how conscious energy works. That's why things can get activated. That's why things could be pinpointed out, because they're energy centers, and it will hold whatever energy we put in. We are like one big walking crystal, this human body. And things are programmed in there all the time, unconsciously, by our external circumstances. So when we start doing our own internal programming, that's why our outer reality changes. It cannot help but change, because that's just how energy works. And so when she put these gems inside my crystals, inside the crystal of my body, she put the crystals inside my body is what I meant to say. But it all came out energetically making sense to me. So it makes it very, very specific in the work that I do when I ground myself. Now, with everybody else, I always start them off with grounding into the center of the earth, and then connecting to, awakening the Kundalini, the way that I do it. You guys have heard me do it before, and then plugging into the 5D grid and awakening the Kundalini and doing it, and then activating the heart center with Avala, right? And so that's what I do with you guys. For me, when I want to ground, because I know what I have in my system, I understand my subtle energy bodies, I just go and polish my crystals. And the process of me making them clear and shiny makes my entire, I'm basically cleaning, that's me brushing my teeth, that's me brushing my energy centers, and make sure it's nice and clean of my ego. So Miko doesn't have gems. Dr. Linda did not give Miko gems to clean. Now, she gave him something, a whole other different way of grounding, because he's earth and he holds the divine masculine energy. And so, he holds the balance of both divine feminine and divine masculine, but he's grounding his divine masculine, because that's what he is. His energy is here on earth, right? And so every single person has a different way of really clearing your subtle energy system. But if you want to get to that place where you're doing that work, you got to figure out what your larger energy, I guess not larger, more macro, the more pulled out, pulled out this way. So this is our energy center. The perspective is out here. The work is to go in and then start creating from here. That's what we're asking everyone to do when we activate the 5D. Now, it doesn't take 30 years of therapy. It just takes you doing the Avala breath lock and getting into this place. The Avala breath lock is like, gets you here. And then from here, you start creating. Even if it's like 5 minutes a day, 8 minutes a day, that's 8 minutes that most third dimensional realm reality people are not doing. They're not participating in it. So you have all this energetic field where the energy is so abundant, and it's like you're here in this really, really, really busy playground, and you have to wait in line to get on the swing. You have to fight with people to go down the slide. You're sometimes off on the bench somewhere because there isn't anything there that you want to play with, and you don't want to wait in line. That's third dimensional reality to me. A place where there's lack, a place where there's enslavement in terms of the enslavement of reality, right? A dense reality. There is little or no awareness of being and self. Self meaning the human self, being meaning our soul consciousness, and then our greater world around us. What the Avala breath lock does, and it's free, is it goes, and here's your soul consciousness watching this crazy playground, going, okay, I see myself here. All right, this is your soul consciousness. This is you, your human form, and your soul consciousness is going, holding space, going, I see you. Now just throw me a line, the Kundalini, plug into me, and let me go. And all of a sudden, our 5D energy is in our human body, is in our human computer system, pressing the buttons in the driver's seat, manifesting. Even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 8 minutes, you are using infinite source energy into your human body and creating from here. That's why it's instantaneous. That's why it's 4D heart-centered, which is our fourth chakra. That's where the soul of Avala lives. And then we go into our human self, our spirit self, our soul consciousness, that understands that this is just a really good movie. And as soul consciousness with one another up here, our mission is to live our soul consciousness in the human body. That's our mission. Because I didn't create enough space, but this is our human self. This is our soul consciousness, soul self. This is our spirit consciousness. This is our God self, right? The omnipotent consciousness of all. And so when we're in our spirit consciousness, we got together, our tribe, and we created a human story. And everybody said, well, I need to do this. I'd like to experience this in dense reality, because we get to feel alive here. See, at spirit consciousness, we don't get to feel any density. And it's just like actors saying, it was really fun to play a dark character. It made me learn a lot more about myself. They said dark characters are more interesting and layered. They're playing with the dark energy. Well, why? Because at spirit consciousness, you can't. So we're all choosing to play in a movie. And for what purpose? Like, we want to enjoy the play. Absolutely. That is the purpose of this consciousness, is to get to a place where you could play. But from this consciousness, there are objectives. There's universal objectives to expansion. Conscious expansion is the earth needs to shift chakra systems, the energetic systems. And as we are all awakening in our consciousness, we're desiring more. So we're personally going to our source and saying, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. Well, there are three things that every human being who is waking up in their consciousness wants for ultimate happiness here on earth, which is conscious love, infinite abundance, and complete soul freedom. You have those three energies vibrating in your system. You are 5D. And you don't have to do 30 years of self-work to have fun with this energy. All you have to do is receive it in your consciousness. Receive that energy. Activate it in your heart center. We're giving it away for free. We're not monetizing on this information. We are sharing it from the mountaintops. Because as every single individual person starts to realize the value of a spiritual hygiene practice, the way that we value our physical hygiene practice. I love to spend time grooming myself. I don't like getting my eyebrows waxed. I actually like to pluck the hair individually, one at a time. And I appreciate every single experience of it. Like, I'm really conscious in it. And it's my meditation. It's the time that I get to spend with my physical body. It balances me out. It makes me feel good about myself. I get to enjoy having a physical body. And I get to enjoy taking good care of it. I get to enjoy being in it more than I want to use it to complain, or use it to judge, or use it to be critical, or use it to starve, or use it to, feed, but not in a conscious way, right? And so this grooming, self-grooming for me is a time that I get to, it's a date with my physical body, just like I have dates with my energetic body, which is in my breath work, meditation, yoga, and running. And then I get to have a date with my intellectual body and mental body when I'm running the business part of LLC, this Avala part. This is what I'm doing with the Avala energy. What are you doing with the Avala energy? So this is what I'm choosing to do. Is nobody had taken the word Avala yet, so I took the word Avala and put an LLC next to it. So I get to do the business part of Avala, the technology and the media part of Avala, which Avala, the soul of Avala, has been preparing me since, since I designed it myself at some point in my Akashic records, which is the record of every time the soul has done this together with the human body. Waking up, the whole life experience is our soul consciousness. So I'm going to go back to this. So the point is this is our spirit consciousness seeing the whole picture. We're doing it because dense energy has a lot more power. So rather than working with high vibration energy, which has the power to create good, like good meaning consciousness, things within consciousness, the power to create using infinite source love energy. So that's here. But you've got to get here to create from this place, this vibration. So this density of coming and being human and creating these beautiful human stories that we're all experiencing just individually within your own life, right? Whatever density that you have taken on, you have the consciousness now, the energy to support this process now, to take that density and pull it way back down to gain as much momentum, like it's like a rubber band. If you want it to go far, you pull it back really as far as you can, as much as you can stretch. This is what you're doing in the Avala breath lock. You're training your energy to keep expanding so that you can withstand and stay grounded during the times that life is happening. And we stay conscious and we don't forget who we really are. We stay in our soul conscious energy, no matter what happens. And keep creating from there. Keep shifting our reality from there. And it's instantaneous, is what I'm saying. So when you pull this energy back down and you let go, that momentum, and then all of a sudden you're in 5D and creating from a place where you have it all already. And when you feel this balance, this harmonized, this good, even for 8 minutes, even for 30 seconds, then you will know, you will keep training your system. Your system will keep wanting to go up here naturally. So then it becomes easier and easier and easier to devote your time to making every part of your life very, very, very conscious. Until you're walking conscious being. Then all of a sudden, you're the embodied 5D being, emanating conscious love, living infinite abundance, and having and experiencing and feeling the joys of complete soul freedom from our human density. I hope this explains something about what Avala is and how it works. Because the more you meditate and take this energy in, because I'm waking up your consciousness right now energetically, and the more you're able to absorb the gravity and the depth of this information, this energy that I'm sharing, the expansiveness of what Avala is, and why we can wholeheartedly, with our complete heart center wide and open, do everything it takes to get here, to feel here as many times in the day, as much as we can. Even if it means listening to this live stream all day long, in the background, your system is recalibrating to this new reality. You're writing in the program. And then the computer has to operate from that program. And we're saying, when you're writing the program, you're conscious. When you're not writing the program and it's looping on an old program, you are unconscious. So there is no judgment about unconsciousness. It's just, this is, if you want to create with this is what you got to do. And we're saying, why wouldn't you want to create like this? It's effortless and easy. It feels good. The purpose is to play and connect and do it all in absolute honor of everybody's individual part in their story. And we experience one another as soul beings. When we experience one another as soul beings, then there can only be conscious love. And this is how the universe is elevating the energy from 3D, our third chakra, a place of power, individual power and collective power, which is absolutely necessary. The imbalance of that power is going to be healed and regulated and harmonized by 4D, which is our heart center. That's our heart chakra. So the earth is shifting its energy centers from 2D, 3D, to 4D, to 5D. It's finally happening. I've been on my path for a very, very long time, on my conscious path. And I've been hearing about this energy from many, many, many people in the community, and from every single one of my healers. With the passing of the solar eclipse, the energy is here. I cannot believe I'm alive to experience the shift from 3D to 4D to 5D. And I cannot believe I am the one sharing this information with you guys. I cannot believe this. Because when I was in 3D on this path, all I wanted was 5D. And I guess because I wanted it the most consciously, and I was willing to do whatever it took to manifest it, even manifest a partner, a twin flame, who then supported me in this vision, the company that I've been working on in different iterations and evolutions of it for the last 10 years. Not to mention the 10 well, definitely 5 very specific years of training in the media world. And I'm not talking about the career part of it, I'm just talking about the training. Because I started my training when I was 19. I was very, very, very driven. And I was very specific about what I wanted. I have been on a crazy meteorite path now in retrospect when I look at my life for a long time. Very focused. I always knew what I wanted to do. Always. When I was, this is a story that my family shares, not in my immediate family, but my mother and my father and, my sister and my aunts and uncles. This is just a story that is shared by my mom. So everybody is, always hearing one of her loop stories about me. But she was always saying when she spoke about me to anybody she could talk to, she used to say that when I was, toddler age and just learning how to walk, I started learning how to walk at I think my mom said that I took my first step at 8 months. And so I was really eager to move. And so she said that I used to toddle over to the TV and then watch it for a while. And then, she said that I asked when I could speak how I can get in there. And the thing is, I remember this. I remember having the experience of wanting to go inside the TV. I knew media was my heart, and I knew that media was, my brain just worked like a director, and my mind wrote scripts. It was just, this is how I experienced life. This was, so the desire for me to be in the field that I went into was absolutely singularly laser focused. And then somewhere along the line, I decided that I wasn't good enough to do media. And so I settled for psychology. And so I was on a path to med school. But that would, you, Jamila, you know, I was trying to figure out the numbers. Med school, chemistry, science, that's really not me. But I did fall back in love with media again. The universe intervened, or my soul consciousness intervened, and touched my heart while I was watching the 60-year anniversary special of the show 60 Minutes, and they were just showcasing all the ways that sharing stories have changed people's lives and their way of living. So again, not in the high conscious words, but awakening consciousness through telling of stories energetically shifts the collective consciousness to a new way of thinking, right? If the story is good and inspired and heart-centered and all those beautiful things, and has the opposite effect when it doesn't. And so when we take things in, when we're watching TV, be conscious of what you're taking in. Now, I'm not saying censor. I'm saying if you're going to watch something horrific in that genre of thriller and horror, just keep staying conscious to not take in the energy, to understand these are just stories and actors, right? But that you're not experiencing it energetically, unconsciously, because then your brain doesn't know the difference. It will experience it like it's real, and then you're just taking on all that energy. That's what unconscious TV watching is. And isn't it a beautiful way to keep ourselves unconscious? It's by watching TV unconsciously, because where does, you're living vicariously through everybody else's experience instead of living your own life. And then what happens? All that energy goes into that experience, and then you get out of that unconsciousness. You look around in your life, and there's no energy there. And so you want to go back to where the energy is. You go back to the TV. So that's unconscious watching, one potential scenario for unconsciously taking in media. Now, if media is created consciously, then imagine, with our mind, whatever, the effects of conscious media, the effects of conscious technology, the effects of conscious music, the effects of conscious business, the effects of conscious art, and, where people receive jobs because they're energetically aligned, not necessarily because they have, they look really good on paper. See, I'd rather bring on board and hire the people for Avala who are practiced in their self-healing and their self-work and energetically powerful and an energetic manifester. I want to co-create with that person, not with somebody who has come out of Ivy League and I'm saying this because I've done it the 3D way, and that's what we were looking for. Even though I always took into consideration alignment, energetic alignment, but I had a LinkedIn profile that the Soul of Avala has asked me to delete like 2 years ago. Basically, when we set off on our journey I was asked to detach from all of my human stories. So my Facebook and my LinkedIn and the remnants of all my 3D endeavors were deleted completely. And so I was, from that point on, completely 100% committed to my soul consciousness. And so, so I didn't have one foot in and one foot out. I had to go through the 108 journey, so it had to be a complete nothing. And so so my LinkedIn had, been very consciously created to have everybody on the C level, or which is the CEO, the CCO, or the upper management level, and then also all the venture capitalists, and then going through different brands. So that was what my companies were focused on. So that's where the energy went. And so, you look at all the ways that the third dimensional reality values a person. And then you look at what consciousness values in a person. Consciousness values other consciousness in people. So I'm not going to hire somebody who I know is driven and has had mother and father issues that have propelled them to be overachieving and create a life of strictness and control so that everything is predictable and secure. So that meant Ivy League, and then 4 years of this, working at this firm, 10 years of going here. And then, do you see what I'm saying with this? And meanwhile, their life is falling apart. They're in the middle of a divorce. They're going through all kinds of XYZ, and their parent gets sick then, and then, it's just the spiral of life. And this person is losing ground because this life that they had created isn't equaling what they thought they were going to be receiving from it, which is happiness, love, and joy, and dreams coming true, right? So it's the breakdown and the disillusionment. And so that's one way that I could look at, But then, the other hand, if I know that this person is going through that and they are choosing to wake up to the infinite power within them, and they're committed to overcoming any self-sabotaging habits, and the person is willing to do the work to clarify their desires within themselves, right? They do that daily meeting, dating, loving, making love to, your soul consciousness every single day. And you make that commitment to get to keep inviting that energy in. Then you are the person that I want around. You are the person that I want to be working with and co-creating with, because you have your own connection to your own soul divine guidance. And so I know that the things that you're sharing are going to feel inspired. I trust that connection because I see your soul and I can feel the energy of your soul being. And so if you're aligning to these live streams, then you're aligning to the Avala within your heart center. And the more you open that up, the more clarity you have in what the most important thing is, which is, what is it? What's the most important thing to you? Because this is what it was for me. I wanted it all. I wanted conscious love. I wanted infinite abundance to create Avala LLC and do all the things that the soul of Avala has asked the Avala LLC to execute. And I would love to see all that heal the planet, heal the world, heal one another, and bring sanity and like neutrality and calmness and peace back into everybody's hearts, right? That is my highest vision. That's my personal highest vision. That's what I'm manifesting. And